Hi guys, good morning and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I'll be giving you another Star Trek review. So earlier this morning I did an episode review and a season premiere reaction video to the season 4 premiere of Star Trek with Discovery, which dropped today on Paramount Plus. In addition to that, we have the newest episode of Star Trek Discovery, the Nickelodeon Viacom CBS show, and it was another great episode. So before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled episode review, so if you're not caught up on Prodigy by at least the last episode and this episode, obviously, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, I'm glad that they finally got Gwyn's role solidified as a full-blown true member of the crew by now, because it was interesting to see how the Diviner looked a little conflicted between choosing his daughter and the ship, and as soon as he chose the ship over his daughter, he cemented his status as a bad guy. Like, yeah, this guy's a dick, he is evil, he just chose the ship over his own flesh and blood. So even though it was an illusion and not the actual protostar, it just cemented his status as a bad guy. And thankfully, it made her switch her allegiances to our little makeshift misfit crew. And now they've accepted her as one of their own. So now it's nice that she's not going to have to be the prisoner they have to worry about or keeping an eye on moving forward. Now they can just focus on the mission at hand, which is just getting as far away from the Diviner and his scary-ass robot henchmen as far as they can. I liked that twist that, we thought the ship was opening for the Diviner, but it actually was Dal, and it turns out the Diviner was seeing an illusion because that vine creature thing read his mind and knew exactly what he wanted to see or what he really desired, which was that damn ship. And we got an interesting revelation about that ship. It's not only called the Protostar, it's carrying a protostar, which I guess is a small or baby star. I mean, it sounds like a tremendous source of power. Power that could probably be used as a weapon or space travel, whatever it is. It's strong and hella powerful, and that is probably why the Diviner is so eager to get his hands on it. Because, yeah, a Federation starship is extremely valuable and useful, but it doesn't really answer the question of, why this particular ship? And now we've got a little bit more insight and clarity as to what the Diviner could want with this one. And it's most likely because it is indeed carrying a star in its system. So that was an interesting reveal. I also love the little how they found refuge in a crashed Klingon bird of prey and found some GAC and some Klingon weapons. It was pretty funny too, watching Jankum thinking that the robot was an illusion, and he was ready to fight him and held up the Klingon sword, and then he shot it out of his hand. He's like, no, this is real. God, he's funny. Jankum Pog is like the perfect comic relief, and of course he's played by the super hilarious Jason Mantzoukas. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The guy's hilarious. He's been on everything from Parks and Recreation to the very memorable role in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and now he's the voice of one of our aliens, and I absolutely love that. So that was great. I was getting a little irritated earlier in this episode with just how unbelievably arrogant Dal was acting or becoming, but it seems like he's learning some humility, or at least learning to be more flexible and work together, like him and Gwyn figuring out they could use the stars to guide them back to the ship, and giving her partial credit for coming up with the idea as well. And then him being a bit more emotionally open or vulnerable about acknowledging how he just wants to know who his family is, and also what species he is, because apparently he doesn't even know what his species is called or what he is. It sounds like he's all about finding himself or his heritage or identity, whatever you want to call it. So thankfully, by the end of this episode, he seems a lot less arrogant now, and hopefully moving forward won't be as arrogant, because he was kind of getting on my nerves with his arrogance in these past 2 or 3 episodes, but it got a lot better by the end of this one, so I was happy about that. I also love seeing Janeway think and figure out what the real Janeway Janeway would do in the situation with the vines wrapping themselves around the ship. And she's like, clean house, and that's exactly what she did to get him off the protostar. So good on the hologram Janeway there. That was great. So now Gwyn is officially in the fold. Diviner is cemented as our bad guy, and they finally got the hell off that scary planet, and now the adventures can resume. So I'm happy about that. Overall, pretty good, solid episode, and looking forward to the next one. So what did you guys think of this episode of Prodigy? Like it, love it, hate it? Let me know what you think. Were you expecting more, expecting less? You know the drill by now. Thank you so much for watching this episode review. Have an awesome rest of your day, and don't forget to check back in next week for my new episode review, as this show drops new episodes every Thursday on Paramount Plus. Have an awesome rest of your day, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by, and of course, until next time, live long and prosper.